The city of Vellora never slept. Its skyline sparkled like diamonds under smog-choked skies, but beneath its gloss lay rot. And no one knew this better than Alinah Danso. Once celebrated as the daughter of respected business mogul Ken Danso, Alinah had it all: beauty, education, elegance, and a fiancé that most women would kill for, Brian Kojo, heir to the Kojo conglomerate. The wedding was set to be the most extravagant the city had seen in years. The cathedral was booked, invitations embossed in gold leaf, and Alinah's gown had already been featured on magazine covers. But then, 2 nights before the vows, it all burned down. Alinah's world shattered not with a scream, but a whisper. An anonymous video sent to her phone at 2:13 a.m. It showed Brian in a hotel suite, his voice slurred, kissing someone. Not just anyone. Her sister. The pain didn't scream. It sank like poison. When she confronted Brian, he laughed. "You weren't built for power, Alinah. You were a trophy. I wanted the throne." Her father didn't defend her. He sided with Brian. Politics, investments, legacy. They erased her like she never mattered. That night, Alinah didn't cry. She vanished. And exactly 1 year later, she returned to Vellora, with a new name, a new face, and a plan that would turn every betrayal into an empire of regret. Alinah is betrayed by her fiancé and her sister. Her family sides with the man who broke her. She vanishes. A year later she returns, unrecognizable. The woman in black. She now called herself Alinah Mawu, a name that rolled like silk and struck like steel. Her skin was the same. But the hair, the walk, the gaze, Vellora didn't know her anymore. And she liked it that way. Alinah took a modest flat in the heart of the city, 1 block from Kojo Corp headquarters. Every morning she walked past their glass tower in silence. Watching. Listening. Waiting. She wasn't just here for petty revenge. She was here to own the chessboard. She found work as an executive assistant at a rising law firm. Quiet, invisible. But she used her nights to learn. Every file, every scandal buried by Kojo Corp, every silent payout, every dirty deal. And in her research she stumbled across someone unexpected. Zayn Malik. Not the celebrity. The Kojo Corp financial auditor who disappeared 6 months ago, after flagging suspicious transactions involving Brian. And now, he worked nights at a bookstore across town. Fired. Silenced. Alinah went there once. Just to see him. Zayn had kind eyes. Watchful. Set. And when he looked at her, it wasn't the way other men did. He looked like he knew what broken people looked like, and didn't pity them. She didn't speak that night. But she would. So, the second time she entered the bookstore she spoke. "You're Zayn Malik." He didn't look up. "Depends who's asking." "I'm someone who knows Brian Kojo launders money through shell firms in Ghana, and that you almost went to jail for exposing it." Now he looked up. Not surprised. Curious. "Who are you really?" "Alinah. Let's just say, I want what you want." He stared for a moment. "And what's that?" "Justice." But with interest. That night they talked until closing. And the night after that, Zayn showed her the files they tried to bury. She showed him a marriage license, annulled in silence with her name scratched out. What started as data sharing turned into long walks. Coffee. Laughter. Healing. But Alinah never lost focus. She was not falling in love. She was building an army. Alinah re-entered society through charity, launching the Marble Initiative, a non-profit that mentored women in finance. Behind the scenes, she used it to draw in every woman Brian had used, discarded, or silenced. Secretaries. Models. Interns. She built a file so damning it could detonate headlines. And one night, she emailed Brian a single photo. Her. In the shadows. Holding his engagement ring. Subject line, "Miss me?" His call came 2 minutes later. She didn't pick up. The next morning, Kojo Corp shares dipped 7%. Rumors spread. The whispers had started. But then something unexpected happened. Her sister, Nadia, showed up at her office. Pregnant. Crying. Alone. "Brian left me. He said I was a mistake." Alinah looked at her. Her stomach twisted. Not with pity. With war. "Now you want to remember I'm your sister?" "I have no one left," Nadia sobbed. Alinah's voice was ice. "Good. That's what betrayal costs." Zayn had never asked her who she really was. But one night, he held her hand across his apartment floor and whispered, "There's a sadness in you that feels like home." And she kissed him. For the first time, not as Alinah. Not as vengeance. But as Alinah. In his arms she felt peace. But peace was not the mission. And the next morning she was gone. Back to the war room. Using insider files from Zayn and the Women in Marble initiative, Alinah triggered the storm. Anonymous tip to federal investigators. Leaked videos of Brian's offshore accounts. Proof of embezzlement, fraud, and NDA silencing abuse. The media exploded. Kojo Empire under investigation. Wedding that disappeared returns to haunt Valora's elite. When Brian was finally arrested, he screamed her name. Not Alinah. Alinah, you did this. She stood outside the courtroom in a black suit, watching as he was dragged away. Zayn came beside her, whispering, "He'll never see sunlight again." She nodded. "I never wanted revenge. I just wanted truth to feel like thunder." And thunder it was. Weeks later, a letter came. From Nadia. "I don't expect forgiveness. I don't even know if I deserve it. But my son should know the truth. And he should know you." Alinah read it 3 times. She cried once. And then she visited Nadia. Not with hate. With silence. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is setting the prisoner free and realizing the prisoner was you. She left a white envelope at the door. Inside, a trust fund deed. For the baby. No note. Just peace. Valora forgot scandals quickly. But it never forgot power. 1 year later, Alinah Mawu was a keynote speaker at a global summit on corporate transparency. Her face graced magazine covers. Her foundation expanded to 5 countries. But she didn't do it to be seen. She did it to be free. And every evening, Zayn met her at the rooftop, book in hand, smile in eyes. They didn't talk about the past much. But when he kissed her forehead and whispered, "You're not just marble. You're the mountain now," she smiled. Because she knew. The woman they tried to bury had become the story they could never silence.